Good morning, boys and girls. This past week, we celebrated Jesus' ascension, Him going up to heaven where He is at the moment. And through Jesus' resurrection from the dead and ascension, we know that Jesus is God, that He is King, that He is the ruler. We've got a ruler in our country and we call him the president. Some other countries got kings and queens. But Jesus is a special ruler because He is called the King of Kings. He rules over presidents, queens and kings. But what kind of king is Jesus? Now it is written in the Bible in Ephesians 1 verse 20 to 22 that Jesus is a great king because Jesus is a powerful king. He's in control of everyone and He can do whatever He likes. He's the ruler of all the presidents, the kings and queens in this world. And Jesus is a universal king. Do you know what that means, boys and girls? It means that Jesus is ruler over all the earth. He is king over all this earth, but not just this world, but also the whole universe. And Jesus is an everlasting king. His rule will never end. He will be king forever and ever and ever and ever. As you can hear, boys and girls, there is no king like Jesus. He is truly a great king. But Jesus is also a good king. There were many bad rulers and presidents and kings in the history of this world, just like there were good kings and rulers and presidents. But no one was as good as Jesus Christ. Because even though Jesus is an all-powerful king, a great king, He does what is only good and right. For Jesus is completely good, and he does only what is completely the right thing. There were no king and queens and rulers like Jesus. Because Jesus is completely good and completely perfect. And He always does what is right. Jesus is not like other kings. For Jesus is a good king. And Jesus is also a gentle king. Even though He is strong and all-powerful, He rules us with love and not by force. He's not a cruel dictator like Stalin or Hitler that hated their people and were cruel to them. No, He loves His people, and His people also loves Him and want to follow Him because He's a gentle king. He draws us into His kingdom and He rules us in gentleness and kindness, even though we sometimes let Him down. Yes, Jesus is a gentle king. And Jesus is also a gracious king. Do you know what gracious means, boys and girls? It means we receive something that we don't deserve. Grace means we receive something that we don't deserve. For Jesus died on the cross for our sins, for all the things that we think, say and do that displeases Him. And He took the punishment in our place. He was gracious. Jesus could have punished us for our sins, and if we don't know Jesus, we will be punished for our sins. But if we know Jesus, if we believe in him, he is a gracious King. He forgives us for all those things that makes him sad. So we have learned today that Jesus is a great King, a good King, a gentle King, a gracious King. Jesus is truly like no other king or president or queen on this earth. For Jesus is a wonderful King. There's no one like him. So boys and girls, is Jesus your King? Trust in him and he will be your King forever and ever. And if you already know Jesus and he is your King, then remember, boys and girls, we must obey him because we love him and we are loved by him.